Well, greetings. Hi, dear Sagittarius. This is Tarot Illumination with your June 2017 Love and Relationship Report from Tarot Illumination for you, Sagittarius, and a significant other, a mystery person. Okay? You might know them very well. They might just be in spirit waiting for you, or you might just be waiting for them in spirit. Either way, please read for your sun, moon, and rising. And please, please, I ask you to watch the Introduction All Signs video for this playlist because it'll help you to understand this reading much better, and you might get a lot more out of it that way. So all the best. This is, I guess, astrologically your month of opposition. Like the sun would be in your so-called marriage house. Oh my God. Significant others. All right. So, dear Sagittarius, if you're feeling it full on, it's understandable. All right. So, okay, let's just... I shuffled a lot in between, but I really like to go to the very last second because I like to have a really clean deck, because often on little Tarot Illumination we stumble on a lot of synchronistic patterns that, okay, it's very cool when we do the live shows, but when I'm doing reports it feels kind of weird, so I really, really work hard to break up the energy. Okay, so you get your reading for you, okay? All right, so here we go. We're going to split it up a little bit, just to mess it up even more, okay? Just like that, okay? You're a witness. You saw what we did. All right, here we go. Here's you, all right? This is for you going into June, all right? Here's the other, all right? Hope you can see that. Going deeper, Sagittarius. Going deeper, significant other. And here's the status of the relationship itself. Oh my gosh. And here's where it seems to be heading, okay? As an energy, so to speak. And underneath we have a sort of a weather type. To me, I call this the weather. And it's like, it's almost like there's nothing you can do about it. In some ways, you have invoked all of this for yourself, or it can feel as just like, oh, it's nothing to do with me. It's just out there. It's just what it is. Okay. So you just have to make the best of it. So for this little particular reading, Sag, it might feel as though you're just trying to hold on and just, hold steady and lock down the foundations so things don't get too wobbly through this time period. That's all. Okay. Obviously, like when we come up to these points of polarity where there's you and the other, and it isn't just sort of kind of like this or kind of like that, it's literally full on. There's you and there's the other in all your glory and all your shame and weakness. And it's fully exposed. That can be a little unsettling for people, and it might make you feel as though the foundations of your life are getting shaken up a little bit. Whoa, whoa, whoops. So it would be natural to want to hold down and lock it down. But that energy can also trigger your like instinctive energies to sort of become more tuned into your own power. What does it actually take to lock it down and have a really solid, substantial, worthy relationship that's worthy of you and worthy of the other, where it isn't all about what can I get out of you and what are you trying to get out of me. It's all about like, what are we bringing to the table? What can we put inside this beautiful crucible that is our relationship? What can we put in there together so that we both grow spiritually and evolve and we heal each other in the process? All right, so let's have a look. What's going on with you? Wow, it's just like, is this ever going to end? Am I going to handle what the heck is going on? It's almost like too much. How much more how much more am I going to have to endure? This is almost saying, dear Sagittarius, that you're almost up to your neck in it, to the point where you can barely cope anymore. It's understandable. And honestly, it might be the best thing to do to kind of give yourself a break or have an excuse to check out, because you don't want to just battle yourself to death in whatever aspects are challenging you in this relationship. So yes, there might be a lot at stake. Yeah, there's huge amounts at stake. There's all of you and there's all of the other, all of your passions, your investments, your hopes and dreams and wishes, all vested in this relationship. But obviously, you've touched on certain aspects that basically translate into struggle. and it's all just getting a little bit too much, okay? Now, please understand this is just a general love and relationship for Sag. Like, there might be some of you are having an awesome time, but some of you are struggling. A lot of times, if people are having an awesome time, the last thing they're ever going to do is look at a tarot illumination report, or get their charts done or anything. But when the shit hits the fan, then, oh my God, you should see what happens on this end of tarot illumination. Some of the stuff I get. So anyway, let's have a look. So you might want to take this as a sign, you know what? It might be okay to just put it all down for a while and just take a break and give myself an excuse to reevaluate everything, because yeah, it looks like you feel it's really worth hanging on, but maybe you're questioning all of this as well. What's going on with the other? Okay. I know I had this card in the same position with another reading for another sign. So it might be that your significant other, or your hopeful significant other, or your long-term significant other are going through their own serious version of being disoriented themselves. They may be unwittingly, perhaps because of your energy, you might have some serious um, imbalances in your relationships dynamic, where the other party, whether you're aware of it or not, they are going through some scary, fearful moments in their own right, where they're wondering what is actually going on? Where am I going? What's actually happening in this relationship? I'm feeling kind of disoriented. I'm feeling kind of lost. Oh, what have I got to guide me? There's if you're going through all of this energy here, and you're maybe all worked up about yourself or other things that don't even include me or the relationship, what am I supposed to do? So the other person might be checking out, okay, so to speak, and they might be tuning into their own subconscious, trying to figure out what's going on, because it's obviously not working out properly the way it should in a really healthy relationship. So they may feel that they want to move on in some way or other. I'm not saying the relationship is over, it's doomed, it's forever. It's that there's a dynamic that's coming up, and it's happening right now, and it's being exposed, where there is this energy of struggle and conflict, where everything that's important is at stake and it's being challenged, and you feel as though you're the one who's having to do all the work, and the other one is just checking out and lost and confused. Maybe you're dealing with someone who has let's say a very vivid imagination. They're just over imagining things, or maybe they are kind of lost, literally kind of lost in their own way, in a way that makes it very hard for you to try and figure out what's actually going on in the relationship. They could feel as though you're beating them up. They might think why are you doing all this to me? I'm just being your other half, and I want things to be okay. And now you're leaving me in a situation where I feel it's all my fault, but I don't get it. I don't understand it. So they might want to they might feel committed to wanting to move on, because there is a path forward, okay? There is a path, okay? See that? However, there are very few markers or guidelines for them to follow, because it might be that you're just consumed in your own drama and dynamics about what's going wrong and how things should be, or coulda, woulda, shoulda, and you're just trying to make it work, trying to make it better, and at the same time, well, okay, but you might want to let me know what's going on, okay? Because I have no idea. I'm completely lost. Maybe we should have a conversation. We're like, whoa, you don't seem to understand me. And anyway, it's pretty conflicted energy here. So let's go on deeper. You might have great ambitions and goals for the relationship, and they're just off on somewhere else, trying to understand what's actually going on with you, Sagittarius. And there might be a communications breakdown, or a loss of the passion in the relationship, and the other half might be showing symptoms of being, let's call it, moody. Okay, so let's have a look deeper in what's going on, Sag, with you. Uh-oh. Okay, you might feel that in one way or another, I'm not saying the whole relationship, but perhaps certain dynamics or certain aspects of the relationship are literally falling apart in front of you, just literally imploding, kerblam. And like, despite your best effort, despite best wishes, it's just like, now this could be the fear of implosion. In other words, you're working at it so hard, thinking like you can force a relationship to happen. And there might be some serious disparities between yourself and the other. And the whole idea of using force and expending all your passions and energies might be futile, because there are ingredients or elements to the relationship that are not even being dressed at all, in such a way that you might not be even aware that the potential for a complete implosion and collapse is right in your face. It might not have happened yet, but it might be that the potential is there. And this is your reading for you in your love and relationship life. And this is the other. It's not your group reading. It's not like there's the two of you sitting here at my office with you guys. It is your reading, okay? So you might be terrified that it's all going to be falling apart. Or you might be like, shocked and surprised that it falls apart. Or you might be shocked and awakened to a whole new aspect of the relationship due to the collapse of things that don't work anymore. Because the tower doesn't really care. The tower is utterly merciless. It is the energy of like obliteration. And whatever has to go that's not working has to go. And if you're not going to take care of it properly, if you can't sort it out between yourselves as mature people in a healthy relationship, then in order to, let's say, bring equilibrium or love back into the relationship, then certain things must go. Okay, and you might be facing into this like, this can't happen. I didn't ask for this. I didn't want this. Or it could be like, I thank God it's all falling apart. Then I can be released from this nightmare. Or it could be like, uh, I wish it would just fall apart so that we could start all over again and clear the air. It's just that it's almost like you're leaving it up to the fates. And sure, that's fine. Um, just say, well, it's not my fault. Like, I'm just doing the best I can, and you're just all out there being moody, so to speak. And then deep inside, you're thinking, well, gulp. I hope I don't actually screw it to the point where it falls apart. And what am I going to do if it does fall apart? But it's almost like you're not even focused on this because you get so consumed with like the drama of battle of like interrelationship um, dynamics of trying to figure stuff out. And in other words, you might be the source of your undoing. You might actually have triggered the implosion of the thing, even if you didn't mean to. You might have accidentally hit the trip switch, and everything goes kaboom, blam, and everybody has to do a massive timeout. Okay, so let's see what's going on with them. They might be moving on in their own way. I mean, okay, let's just say you have a really committed relationship and you've been there for 10 years or something. What we might be dealing with here is like an internal dynamic, so to speak, where you're going through an evolutionary step between yourself and the other, and it's just awkward and uncomfortable, and it's shaking and rattling everything in your world. And they're to the point where, like, you know, I'm so lost that maybe it's time for us to move on and seek new horizons, because it might be that the other party is seeing this uh, from their perspective as like, well, kind of, I told you so. Our ships are coming in, so to speak. Like, can you see that? It's just like the destiny of the relationship is starting to unfold over here as planned. Now, the thing is, because there seems to be a lot of conflict here or misunderstanding, and just literally from their perspective a feeling of being like lost out in the cold, left open, and that would translate into be like being really pissed off, scared, and moody. And deep inside of themselves they might be thinking like, I saw this coming. The seeds were planted long ago and now it's really happening. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but from from their perspective, If this is deep down what's happening inside of you, or what's coming at you, or what you have just brought upon yourself, then it would be understandable for someone who's like your significant other, for them to feel a bit lost and confused, and to basically comment either to themselves privately or openly to you, like, well, I told you so. What did you expect would happen? Duh, kind of thing going on there. All right, so um, it's like the energy of two people locked in a kind of a, not a cat fight, but more like an ongoing, like grueling um, situation that has not been reconciled. It has not been harmonized. It's just been an ongoing grind, like an incompatibility of certain dynamic of the relationship, which is not being dealt with in a healthy manner, and it's now starting to show the cracks. So let's look at the relationship itself, okay? Because that's how we do this. For some reason, this reading is going very fast. Now, the status of the relationship might be, dear Sagittarius, that you're feeling basically kind of down in the dumps about the whole thing. Like, is it even worth it? Like, what's going on? Like, you might have been very deeply committed at some point, at some time, and you might want that in your life, and you may think you have had it or wanted it or got it, or it should be that way, but it's just, you're not feeling it. You're just not feeling it. I'm just like, this is like, this is crap. Like, I want to sort this out. I don't know how to sort it out. I'm already wiped out from trying to sort it out. It might not be something that you can sort it out, like, going to like a hardware store and getting a bunch of tools and saying, we're going to fix this. It could be something that's fundamentally to do with your own nature, because I feel this a lot of the time is the card of ingratitude. Like, you get so consumed in the drama of the relationship, and you think you mean all the best of intentions, but what's happening is you're feeding negative energy with negative energy, and it just compounds and compounds and compounds and compounds until blam, everything turns to crap. And obviously, that's not an effective way to conduct a healthy relationship, because in a healthy relationship, you're there for each other. You accept each other's flaws and weaknesses, and there's no judgment, no harsh condemnations, no harsh blaming. You look at it as like, oh, my dear sweet one, I've seen some of your weaknesses and flaws. Let's see, how can I help you? Where are you hurting? How can we figure this out? And then the other says, oh my God, thank you. I was feeling so confused. I'm glad you noticed. But that's what's not going on here, okay? Instead, it's more like Sagittarius is all wrapped up in their woe and misery and like, bleh, this sucks. This just totally sucks. And what happens if you just keep, energy flows where attention goes, okay, Sagittarius? You're a very, very wise person. You, of all people, should know that. I'm not trying to be harsh or judgmental here, but I know that deep down you're aware that if you just tweak your focus a little bit, doing like this, and all of a sudden you're looking over there like, oh my God, that's a little tiny Ace of Cups. Hey, wait a minute, that's mine. Okay, but the thing is, it's not happening because you're not focusing on it, okay? If you really want the big love, if you really want the healthy, happy, loving kind of relationship, you have to focus on that. And the whole concept, this understanding and dynamics of love may not be what you originally thought it was. A lot of people think it's just something that you get, or you fall into, or that you have, or somebody finds you, or it comes out like a movie story or something like that. But a lot of times what it is coming to a realization that there is value in another. You value yourself and you value another, and you invest in the relationship. You invest love in the relationship, and love is a form of energy, and you deliberately infuse the relationship with love, almost by asking whatever is crap to come forward so that you can address it. In other words, let's pretend, okay, hi, I'm Sagittarius. I'm really wiped out about all this. I wish we could sort this out. Let's talk, my dear loved one. And your loved one says, like, I don't know how to deal with this. You're such a moody, like, I'm not going to say a bad word. I just feel like lost and confused, and I'm just like tuning into my own dreams. I'd rather just sit on my own and daydream than hang out with you, frankly. And then you could have said like something like, well, what is it about my behavior that is causing problems? Because I don't understand it. I'm obviously so sucked up in my own fervor and desire to like take care of things and maybe bring the passion back that I might have lost focus. And then they say, well, finally, thank you for asking the important question. Well, let me tell you, here's how it is, blah, 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 blah. And then you open the door to the healing power of love, and then that can move into the relationship. But that's not happening here because you're all wrapped up in the fight itself, so to speak. And so what happens is it's just like you're creating your own problems. And so it's almost like it might be a healthy idea to actually let everything fall apart for a while. Just let shit happen. And then you'll have a real full awakening of just like, oh my gosh, I really am the creator of my own destiny in these regards. And it isn't just all their fault. And things aren't just unfolding in this way, like the way they're saying, like, well, what did you expect? It's actually a reflection of your own energy coming back at you. The whole relationship becomes a reflection. And all of a sudden, it's like, this is the status card. And it's just, you can't see that. You're not able to understand and see that the relationship itself is the gift, and you're not aware of it. You're not appreciating it. In other words, there's no attitude of gratitude. That's what I see here. Serious lack of gratitude. And that to me feels like that is the status of the relationship. And this is your reading for your relationship with a significant other. So the burden is on the Sagittarius to reconfigure towards the attitude of gratitude. And there's different ways you can do that. Sometimes I have my own, I have my little chants that I do to do that. And you know what? Fuck it, let's just do it. Like kind of a little thing. Like let's totally refocus, okay? Give me a moment here. I want to do I do this on the live shows quite a lot, but sometimes I do it. I get a little bit shy about doing these things because these are very, very personal things for me. But every now and again I share them because I feel obliged, and I don't know why I'm feeling resistance at the moment, but let's just like make a little prayer request for the relationship itself right now, so you can break up out of this dynamic and take charge and take responsibility for bringing the attitude of gratitude back into yourself so that it can actually be poured into the relationship. Something like this. This is what I would do if I was facing this reading and I had this reading for myself from another reader. And they said they would tell me, dear Tarot Illumination, please go home and do this with yourself just a few times to see what happens. It might help. I ask for the healing power of love to fill my body from up above. I ask for the healing power of love to fill my mind from up above. I ask for the healing power of love to fill my heart from up above. I ask for the healing power of love to fill my soul from up above. Now that's just what I would do for myself in general, but you could expand that and actually write it out like those little post-it notes on your refrigerator. It says, I ask for the healing power of love to fill our relationship from up above. Okay? Something as simple as that, and repeat it. Or even make it more personal. I ask for the healing power of love to fill my relationships from up above. Okay, and then just allow it to happen. And that's like pulling a switch. It's just like you deliberately pressing a button that says, okay, I've decided that I need to switch on the attitude of gratitude because the trip switch blew, and now I'm left with all of this blah, and I want love. Everybody wants that in some way or other. And the whole idea is to get back to the little Ace of Cups so you can start all over again, okay? And all I was suggesting with those little chants is a way to like trigger the switch to flip to on again. Like you deliberately trip the switch back to on so that the healing current of love can flow back in your life. Okay, so where's this heading? Let's have a look. See, it's just like, it's like a told you so, told you so, justice will be served. In other words, dear Sagittarius, you're getting exactly what you deserve. Okay, and whether it's pretty and or whether it's beautiful, or whether it's ugly and scary and mean and nasty and just like awful, or just like ugh, sick of this stuff, it's simply the outcome of your own dynamics. It's almost like it's nothing to do with the other person at all. That's how I'm feeling it in this relationship reading, dear Sagittarius. I'm not trying to be judgmental or harsh or mean, and I don't want to hurt your feelings, but it feels very much to me like whatever you are experiencing in this love relationship that is not happy or healthy or pleasing for you, it's a consequence of your own attitudes, your own behavior, and you're getting the outcome that you deserve. In other words, it's just like the laws of physics. If you conduct yourself in such and such and such and such a way, with this, and this attitude, expecting that, and that kind of outcome, without any kind of attitude of gratitude, then guess what? You get exactly what you deserve. And that could just be a pile of doo-doo, a complete disaster, a complete falling apart, or just a general sense of being in the down, being a total downer for now. And that's what you deserve. And when you come to the realization that, oh my God, I do have power in this situation, it's just that you might have been expressing and burning up all your power in futile expressions of drama or anger or, you know, almost like worthless attempts to try and fix something just because you're coming at it from an angle that's not really effective. All I was suggesting earlier with those little chants is you can rekindle the whole thing by focusing your energy on the gratitude. What is it about your love relationship that is good? Start writing out a list of, I love this about you, I love this about us, I love it when we do this, I love it when we do that, and I love it when we do that. And then also, I mean, you're not supposed to focus on the negatives, but sometimes it can help where you could point out, I don't like this about myself or how I did this in the relationship. Take it upon yourself. Own it. Okay, dear Sag? Please own this, okay? And don't stick it on them. And you could almost say, like, I'm sorry if I behaved like this and this and this and this and did that and that and that and that. I wasn't really focused on the relationship or us or you. I was just focused on me and what I'm trying to get and have and be in the relationship. And I know that's immature because it takes both of us to relate. And I got just all like sucky down in my woe is me crap. And that left me forgetting about the good stuff. So you might need a total reboot or total reevaluation. And that would be a good thing to do here because, you know, this affects the other person. In other words, everything that's coming to you that is justly deserved is going to have an impact on the other, okay? Whether they like it or know it or not. And it's just almost like if it's not good news for the relationship and the other person is floundering and they're saying, well, what did I told you? What did I tell you? Please understand that this is your reading for you about your behavior, your relationship, your dynamics, your understanding. And essentially, at the end, it's just saying you get what you deserve. And so I'm sorry, I'm not painting it up as a very cute, lovey-dovey type reading. What I'm feeling is that it's about a kind of an awakening here, a blammo kind of awakening, and it's going to allow you to like evolve and grow in the relationship dynamics, the understanding of relationship dynamics itself in a way that's actually almost nothing to do with them at all. It's all about you. It's always all about you. And the outcome is exactly just. Everything is exactly as it should be. And guess what? It's because it can't be any other way, dear Sagittarius. Again, you're the wise one. You know this deep, deep down. It's just that you might have forgotten, okay? You might have got consumed. And you know what? Let's just leave it like that. You know, you can look at it and reinterpret however you want. Please do so. Please get another perspective from someone else somewhere else. Watch your sun, moon, and rising, and then mush it all into one, okay? And then maybe this will make a little bit more sense, okay? I hope I didn't hurt any feelings. I didn't mean to pop any bubbles or touch any really, really delicate nerves or anything like that. I'm just trying to help, okay? So please make the most of it. Please, 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 okay? All right, Sag. See ya, and thank you so, so much for coming to Tarot Lumination. Bye.